All right, I'm being told we now have a quorum, so with that, I call to order the Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 meeting of the Jacksonville City Council. It is 5 p.m., so we will turn things over to the floor leader to get us where we need to go.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our first order of business is the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Please recognize our council chaplain, Councilmember Ken Amaru.
Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. This evening, our invocation will be delivered by the Very Reverend Archpriest Dr. Kamal Al-Ahil. He has been the pastor of St. George Orthodox Church in Jacksonville since 2001. He received his Doctor of Ministry from Pittsburgh Theological Seminary. Father Kamal also received his Master of Arts in Theological Studies at St. Vladimir's Orthodox Theological Seminary, and his Bachelor of Divinity from St. John of Damascus Institute of Theology in Bal-Lamand University, Lebanon. Father Kamal is fluent in Arabic and English and has academic knowledge of the Greek and the Hebrew languages. Please receive Father Kamal for tonight's invocation.
This one. Thank you. Honorable Kevin Carrico, President of the Jacksonville City Council, esteemed council members, thank you very much for the warm invitation by Council Member Mr. Johnson and also Council Member Executive Assistant Ken Amarato to be with you today. On a personal note, it is indeed a privilege to be asked to give the invocation for the meeting of the Council of the Jacksonville City Council. I am delighted to be here to take a part of this proceedings. I bring you good wishes and warm greetings from many friends and particularly from St. George Antiochian Orthodox Church family at the home country, the home parish of the Honorable Dr. Ron B. Salem, former Jacksonville City Council President, continue to be a member of this body. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, one true God, Amen. Heavenly Father, be with us gathered here today. Lord, we thank you for every public servant involved in governing our cities, our states, and our country. Help them to see that they are your servants first and foremost. May you generously give to each one of them a wise and discerning heart to skillfully govern the people in our city. Give the city leaders, especially the city council, the president, vice president, officers, and members, wisdom, so that they may solve problems, distinguish between right and wrong, and to bring order, stability, and prosperity to our community. For the Holy Bible says, and I quote, "Anyone then who knows the right things to do and fails to do it commits a sin," end of quote. Holy Father, anoint then this day your servants with the oil of gladness, and grant them to enter this meeting, be strong and of good courage, holding fast to that which is good and right, and trusting that wherever they walk, you will be walking with them. We make this prayer, giving voice to all the people gathered here, who in our diverse beliefs, spiritual paths, and with many names call upon you as our Heavenly Father. This we ask of you through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Wishing you all a very successful and fruitful meeting. Thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. If we turn our attention to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance
Roll call, Mr. President, if no one
All
else.
right, roll call.
Present.
Next up is approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting of February 24th. I move the approval.
We've got a motion second on the approval of the minutes. All in favor of the minutes, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The minutes carry.
Mr. President, we have 4 communications from the mayor's office and others. Would you like them read or filed with legislative services?
We will file them with legislative services.
Very
And
well,
I
sir.
understand you're going to make your way down for a presentation.
That's correct, Mr. President. We do have one presentation tonight, and that is an update on the Duval County Jail. There has been a lot of work in the preliminary planning the past few months, and as the council liaison for the new jail, myself, JSO, and the administration believed it was a good time for an update. So we'll be turning it over to Mr. Weinstein and Director Goff, and I will join them at the podium as well.
All right, we're going to have Director Goff come up as he is leading that charge on the JSO side. We have Mr. Weinstein in the building, our CAO, available for questions, and Councilmember Lanin, our floor leader, is also going to head down there as he's been the liaison working with this group. So everyone is available for questions down there. Director Goff, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman. Kevin Goff, Director of Corrections for JSO. So when the sheriff came in office a few years ago, he recognized the need for a new jail. So I'm here to give you an update on that process. It went out to RFP, and Mr. Weinstein is going to speak specifically about the whole process of selecting who we've come to select and the funding. My items are talk about the action items that has been proposed by CGL. They have 7 action items that they're going to take action on and provide deliverables to us. So the first is a project overview, which will give us a project plan and roadmap, as well as a timeline for completion of the individual components. Right now, they're estimating a total duration of about 11 months for their part of this project. Second would be a needs assessment. We will provide them information on jail populations in the past, and they'll project out what an estimated jail population would be for the next 30 years in 5-year increments. They'll break that down into mental health housing, male housing, female housing, specifically for us. Understanding and documenting the facility operational characteristics and capabilities. They're going to have 2 public listening sessions, as well as meeting with stakeholders, which include the state attorney's office, the courts, mental health providers, educational providers, and other service program providers that work inside the jail. They'll gather that feedback and put that into a written document for us to review. They'll also give us a detailed operational and architectural space program initial. So what that means is they're going to provide basically a facility size based on number of beds and building gross square footage. Based upon that, they should be able to give us a very rough cost estimate of that. And this will also help us in number 5 is site identification. They will propose some criteria in helping for consideration and approval by the City of Jacksonville to evaluate potential locations around the city where this could be housed. They will evaluate the site based on the criteria that they use in other jail facilities, as well as what we provide them. The preliminary layout is number 6 of the 3 potential sites that they will provide. So they'll take what a layout of a new jail justice center would look like and put it on those 3 sites, accounting for expansion in the future for future buildings. And then the final action item would be a final report and recommendations to us, which is pretty much just a summary of the other 6 items they'll provide to us, and then we can come back and present it to council and give you an update at that time when they're complete. So if you have any other questions, I'll turn it over to Mr. Weinstein.
We do have one member in the queue. Did you want to wait till after Mr. Weinstein speaks? Okay. Mr. Weinstein, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for the opportunity to do the update. What I'd like to do is just take you very briefly to explain how we got to where we are, the participants and what have you. And many, many months ago, your council liaison, Councilman Lanin, Sheriff's Office, Public Works, and the Mayor's Office, and Procurement got together, started having meetings about what we wanted in the RFP. We created an RFP, then we went over it as a group, had many meetings, changing words, changing expectations, and what have you. The RFP went out, and we got 7 proposals. The proposals were scored by people, representative, basically council president appointed somebody Sheriff's Office had 2 members. Public Works had a member. The Mayor's Office had a member. Scores were done, and out of the 7, the top 3 were interviewed, and then scored again, because after the interview, there's another scoring. And then we started having internal meetings about the winner as to what they had made as a proposal. Sheriff's Office again, Public Works, Procurement, myself, and others. Sheriff and the undersheriff attended many of these meetings. And then we met with the company and worked on the proposal that they had made and turned it into what we all felt more comfortable. They came in originally with about $1.2 million, and ultimately it's a little over $700,000. And then we started literally writing the contract, which is taking place now. We should basically be, before the end of the month, starting on the work. They initially said maybe about a 12-month period. We'd like it to be sooner. I think the director said there'll be public hearings, there'll be public meetings, there'll be council presentations during the process. And ultimately, within 12 months, we'll have 3 sites selected that can handle not only the jail, but also the juvenile facility and the misdemeanor prison in the future, as well as all the basically the other expectations, mental health, clinic, all the other things that go with a modern detention structure that exists today. And the 3 sites will be basically proposed, and we'll be back to council. No official design, no financing, no construction. This is basically only to find 3 potential sites for all the 3 facilities. You get some better estimate on populations for the 3 sites, but absolutely nothing beyond that. We do have in the agreement with this particular company the idea that we can hold them on for more things if we so chose to do that, but there's no obligation to do that. Basically, the obligation is the 3 sites and some population estimates. That's basically it. Councilman, do you want to add anything?
Sure. Thank you, Mike and Director Goff. For my colleagues, I want to point out the funding source for this. There's a bill that's going to be in Finance and Neighborhoods next week. It's from the administration. I've co-sponsored already. And the funding source, like we've seen a few other bills lately, it's with the savings from the current year debt expense. So we didn't have to take anything out of JSO or any other operating department. That is the funding source for this initial consulting engagement.
All right, we'll go to the queue now. Dr. Salem.
Thank you, Mr. President. 2 questions. Mr. Weinstein, I think you said that you're including the juvenile as well as incorporating the P form into this, so we would have 1 site for all inmates in the county. Is that correct?
Through the president, yes. Starting with the jail, and as time goes on, the other facilities would be able to be placed there, but that'll be in the future. But the site will be able to handle all 3 plus the ancillary services that all 3 would require.
And if I can, the second question is the $750,000, that's a lump sum for all of this for the next 11 months. Is that my understanding?
Through the president, that is correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Councilmember Boylan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple of questions. I think I'll start with Director Goff. With respect to the stakeholders, you mentioned a couple, but I didn't hear the Public Defender's Office, Clerk of Courts, Social Services, medical staff, et cetera, in terms of the broader needs.
Yes, sir. They will be included in those. I was just giving a quick summary. But yeah, we will include those in the stakeholder meetings to get their input as well.
And Mr. Weinstein, we referenced a couple of those as ancillary, and in my view, those are primary with respect to mental health facilities. Given the nature of the population we have today, I think we need to make sure we focus on the infirmaries and the kind of work to provide folks some support in terms of their mental and health and medical situation.
Through the president, all of our discussions internally as well as with the company included all those other things necessary to provide a full service, basically detention facility.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. President.
All right, Councilmember Peluso.
Thank you, Mr. President. To the President, to whomever. One of the other questions that I had is about JREC. Is that going to be replaced by this jail facility as well, or is it going to be, is it going to remain where it is now?
Temporarily, it's going to remain where it is. Like Mr. Weinstein said, I think our initial push is to get the jail redone and set that up, but then part of the site selection is to allow for expansion to bring in MCC as well as CTC and JREC, because having multiple facilities everywhere is, labor intensive and stuff. So if we can bring it all into one campus, so to speak, that is the ultimate goal. But I think right now we probably need to see what the funding cost is just for the jail alone, and then decide, is the jail it, or are we going to add the other stuff? But it could be on down the road, but eventually the goal is to move all corrections into one campus location. Yes, sir.
Understood.
All right, thank you very much. Excuse me, no more speakers in the queue. We landed the plane in less than 10 minutes. We appreciate you, Director Goff, Mr. Weinstein, for coming out, and to the liaison, Mr. Lannon, thank you for your diligence on this very crucial matter. And as you walk back to your seat, I'll talk a little slower. Hey, welcome back, Mr. Florlier.
I'm back, and it's time to recognize our page for tonight. We got Wyatt Brown with us from Samuel Wilson High School. Thank you for serving with us tonight. We're now going to take up quasi-judicial resolutions first and then ordinances, the first of which is found on page 4. These items we're now taking up do not include public hearings, as they were thoroughly reviewed at the committee level where public hearings were part of the decision-making process. Council members are reminded to declare any ex parte communications. Item number 1, 2026-0107, I move to amend to grant appeal.
All right, we're going to get some ex parte out of the way. Council Vice President Howland, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do have to file ex parte communications, and we will do so. I had a phone conversation with Mr. Michael Herzberg, who's the agent of the applicant, yesterday at 11 a.m., and we'll make sure it's filed. Thank you, sir.
All right, I also have ex parte on this. I talked to the applicant, Mr. Michael Herzberg, in person. He came out to the district last week and just kind of went over what happened in LUZ and what was the need for the appeal, and we'll get that filed away with Legislative Services. No one else is in the queue. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. The amendment carries.
I move the bill as amended to grant appeal.
All right, got a motion and second on the bill as amended to grant the appeal. Councilmember Gaffney, you're recognized.
Thank you, through the chair. I just share the reason why I voted no. I think I was the only sole vote to vote no at last week at LUZ. So pretty much, just to get you guys caught up to speed, this was a minor modification. It went before the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission voted to deny it, which means it came before the LUZ. So the community came out last week. I think it was anywhere from like 20 to 30 members. All was opposed. My reason opposing this, not just because it's in my district, because I just think it's a bad piece of legislation. It's a storage unit in a residential neighborhood. There's no storage units around. The closest storage unit, I think, is anywhere from like 5 to 10 miles away. It's a 2-lane road. A lot of you guys know this, Councilman Gay. He been, for the longest, the last 2 or 3 years, trying to get funding to steer in New Berlin to fix this traffic. So it's a 2-lane road. It's a residential area. I just don't think this industrial warehouse is a good fit for a residential community. Over the next 5 to 10 years, it'll be anywhere from 10 to 15 more thousand more homes coming. The community is opposed to it. The councilman of this district, which is me, I'm opposed to it. I just don't think it's a good fit. I said this in LUZ last week, and I just want to put it on record tonight. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Matt Carlucci.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can somebody explain the vote? Since this is an appeal, I'd just like to know what the effect is, voting one way or the other.
Mr. President, if you want, just a reminder, green button, yes, that is granting the appeal. No is saying no to the appeal on this vote.
OGC, does that satisfy you?
Well, the appeal, I guess I'm wondering what the appeal does.
We better let our LEZ attorney handle that.
Yes. Through the chair, through the council president to Councilmember Carlucci. Yes. So at the Planning Commission, the minor modification request was denied. The applicant then appealed that decision to the Land Use and Zoning Committee. So the Land Use and Zoning Committee voted to amend the bill to grant the approval, which essentially approves the minor modification. So tonight, voting green will be to approve the minor modification and and grant the appeal. Happy to answer any additional questions.
All right, no one else in the queue. Please open the ballot, record your vote.
12 yeas, 5 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0107.
On to page 5, starting our quasi-judicial ordinances, item 2, 2026-88. I move the bill.
Got a motion and a second on the bill. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot, record your vote.
Seventeen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0088.
Item 3, 2026-89. Move the bill.
Got a motion and a second on the bill. There's no one. Actually, there is. Councilwoman Clark Murray, you're recognized.
Thank you. I rise to declare ex parte. I spoke with Travis Mott, the applicant, on February the 24th of this year, and we talked about basically what he planned to do with the lot. He also talked about the history of the lot and the number of fines that are on the lot associated with the lot as well, and the proper paperwork will be filed with Legislative Services.
All right, thank you. No one else is in the queue. Please open the ballot, record your vote.
Seventeen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0089.
Mr. President, we're now on to page 6 for our consent agenda. Colleagues, if you want to be added as a co-sponsor on any item, please reach out to Legislative Services, as council rules prohibit items from being pulled for this reason. Mr. Teal, would you please read the bills?
2026, 47, 71, 78, 92, 93, 95, 96, 97, 98, 104, 105, 115, 117, 120, 159, 160, 161, 162, and 163.
I move approval of the consent agenda.
Got a motion and a second on approval of the consent agenda. There's no one in the queue. Please open the ballot, record your vote.
Seventeen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved the consent agenda.
We're now going to move ahead to page 25 and take up some third reading resolutions, starting with item 54. So on page 25, item 54, 2026-67, I move the amendment.
I have a motion and a second on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion and a second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot, record your vote.
Seventeen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0067.
Item 55, 2026-68, move the amendment.
Got a motion second on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot, record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0068.
Item 56, 2026-69, move the amendment.
I have a motion second on the amendment. No one in the queue. All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot, record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0069.
Item 57, 2026-70, move the amendment.
Motion second on the amendment. No one's in the queue. All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
A motion second on the bill as amended. There's no one in the queue. Please open the ballot and record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0067.
Mr. President, please
7-0,
recognize our
sorry.
rules chair.
Rules Chair, Mr. Miller, the Colonel, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. We've just approved the following appointments as part of the consent agenda, and if you are in the audience, if you would please stand to be recognized. To the Sex Trafficking Survivors Leadership Council, Shirley Turner. To the Board of Library Trustees, Edward Reisner. To the PSG Council, Avina Sanik. To the Jacksonville Health Facilities Authority, Nicholas Harding. To the 5 Points Dependent Special District Board of Supervisors, Ashley Kendrick as an alternate member, Andre Green as a supervisor member, Cheryl Croft as a supervisor member, and also Dory Thompson as a supervisor member. If you're here and I just called your name, if you please stand up so we can thank you for your service. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, it's time for public comments. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to speak, you should have filled out a green public comment card. No cards will be accepted after 6, and council rules call for an allotment of 90 minutes for public comment. Given the number of cards submitted so far, each speaker will be given 2 minutes so that all those wishing to speak will have an opportunity to do so. This is subject to change if we get many additional between now and 6 p.m. I'll announce 5 speakers at a time. When I call your name, please come down to the reserved seats in the front row while waiting your turn to speak. Your time will not start until you arrive at the podium, and remember to state your name and address before beginning, or you may say, "My address is on file." A speaker may be invited to the green room for further discussion at a council member's discretion. I will read the first 5 names now so they can begin to make their way down, and then I will have Mr. Teal read Council Rule 4.505 regarding disruption of meetings. The first 5 names are Felicia Jackson, Kathleen Pereira, Gavin Boykin, I believe that is, Matthew Davis, and Wells Todd. So those 5, please come on down. Mr. Teal, could you please read Council Rule 4.505?
Council Rule 4.505, disruption of meeting. Any person who disrupts a regular meeting of the City Council, standing committees, special or select committees, subcommittees, or any other public meeting presided over by a City Council member may be forthwith barred, removed, or otherwise ejected in the discretion of the presiding officer from further attendance at that meeting. If necessary, due to the nature of the disruption, the audience may be cleared from the council chambers or meeting location in the discretion of the presiding officer. Any person who refuses to leave the City Council chamber may be subject to arrest.
Thank you, Mr. Teal. Legislative Services, please note the start time as 5:29, and our first speaker is Felicia Jackson. And after Felicia, it's Kathleen Pereira and Gavin Boykin.
Good afternoon. My name is Felicia Jackson. I'm here to speak on behalf of La Papa and the fact that we're trying to get a day for him.
Ma'am, let's turn the speaker on for you. I don't think the speaker is turned on correctly. Jamie, if you could help her there.
It's on. I guess I just speak to La.
And stop the, let's restart the timer when she's ready.
Hello? Okay.
There you go.
Good afternoon again. My name is Felicia Jackson. I'm here on behalf of...
Can I have your address, Chief, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Your address as well.
Oh, 1113 East 10th Street, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, I'm here because the residents trying to get La Papa birthday a day that we all can celebrate. And I can kind of see why, because besides celebrating his birthday, it also is awareness for the kids that's coming behind him. I mean, La Papa stands for a lot of things, but the main thing that he stands for is what a lot of other kids in his neighborhood stand for, which is mental health. I mean, with that being said, it's a beacon for those kids to see that someone physically made it out, but mentally they didn't. And hopefully, by this being awareness for other kids, hopefully they can see, oh, we can do it, but we have a base behind us that can help us with our mental health problems. At least now we know that it is in our neighborhood and has to be addressed. So hopefully y'all will understand that by acknowledging with us how important for La Papa to be seen, maybe y'all would provide us with that day, because it's very important for other kids behind him to see that we can make it out, regardless with all the things that we go through out east in 06 neighborhood. We can make it out, because he did. But there's problems come with that making it out, and those kids need help. And maybe this will be some kind of awareness that we all, as y'all and us, can come together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Kathleen Pereira.
My name is Kathleen Pereira. My information is on file. According to the city, downtown is supposed to be the entertainment and sports center, and yet Sporting Jacks just made an announcement to plop a 15,000-seat soccer stadium multiplex onto property near the St. John's Town Center as if it's already a done deal. They obviously have no consideration for the Windy Hill and Fox Chase Woodland Station single-family homes immediately west and north of that property, which would then be forced to be the buffers to all the noise, lights, and possible flooding for this project. This project will not only divert water flow onto the surrounding homes, but will also impact Pablo Creek, which flows through it and the northern neighborhood. And what about traffic to and from Town Center? They obviously haven't experienced the traffic on a typical weekend. So then, does the city really expect the citizens to swallow endless destructive projects such as the oil depot, morgue, Chick-fil-A, slaughterhouse, and now a noisy and bright stadium to disturb their sleep and peace just because the city can't stand in the way of progress and development? Really, if Sporting Jacks feels that Jacks is such a home to them, let them put that stadium right in their own backyards instead of mine. Or instead, develop a partnership with UNF and expand their stadium for mutual use. Then at least my neighborhood would have several hundred feet of woods to buffer us from the sound and lights and better management for any additional traffic. Or better yet, move this non-essential and elitist project to an area that will not directly impact homes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Gavin Boykin. And then Matthew Davis after him.
Good afternoon. My name is Gavin Boykin. My address is on file. I'm here to petition for a memorial holiday for Lil Papa. Usually when someone transitions from this life, two windows open up. In this case, I only watch one window open up, and it's a good one. Here are the key things I noticed since his departure and why I think this memorial should be approved. People have been calling a truce with a lot of chaotic situations in the city since his departure. He was not a convicted felon, and even after years of success, he maintained his freedom as well, which is very hard for most artists to do when they come into a lot of success and a lot of money. He graduated high school, he was a father, and he was an amazing recording artist. He comes from a generation where rapping in a violent, derogatory manner is accepted and celebrated. Since 2016, I've watched him be the difference in a very calm manner. He didn't spread hate on the internet, and from what I can see, he was the unicorn in his environment coming from out east the 1200 area. Which brings me back to that good window I spoke on. His departure could spark up mental health awareness in the city as a whole, which could unify the youth. Him having his own day will also send a message to other troubled youth that the good you do in creating this world doesn't go unnoticed. That emotions in itself would motivate other young adults and teens to be more compassionate, thoughtful, and understanding. This holiday will also open up the floodgates for programs and more awareness to target for mental health, because the internet creates welfare mentally. And a lot of the artists, they have to utilize the internet in order to get their product and their content out, which causes a lot of mental instability. Giving him his own day will also not just impact Duval County, but every other neighborhood and environment across America and the world due to his impact and the success that he accumulated in 9 years. Mental health awareness we could all use this energy to make a contribution to mental health awareness by giving him that Memorial Day, and then more systems will be created. You know what I mean? On that day, people could unify, people could come together, have meetings.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Matthew Davis, and then Wells Todd. Matthew Davis. All right, Mr. Todd, I see you. You want to take this time?
Good evening. My name is Wells Todd. My address is on file, and I'm with Take 'em Down Jacks. You, as a city council, are elected to represent the people. But instead, many of you work for a segment of the population here in Jacksonville. And that segment is the wealthy, those that control the lion's share of the wealth of this town. The corruption and failure to do right things for the majority of the people have become very clear. So we will have a town hall meeting at the IBEW Hall where the people will come together to decide a path forward when it comes to the unbridled development in this town. You rezone areas of this town without the input of the community. You make deals with the developer class, forgetting that you are harming the community. The legacy of redlining still looms large in this town, and it continues to be ignored by this council. So on March 23rd, At the IBEW Hall, from 6 to 8, we will have a town hall where the people can decide on how to hold you accountable, and where the people will decide on a neighborhood Bill of Rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Matthew Davis, calling your name one more time. Okay. Our next five, please come on down. Etta Etlinger, Latavia Harris, Latrice Bell, Angela Freeman, and Brittany Washington. So Etta Etlinger, once you get down here, it is your time.
Etta Etlinger, address on file. I'm speaking for interrupt redlining and take them down jacks. After the debacle with the morgue and the medical examiner's office, a group of people got together last January of 2025 for the purpose of trying to figure out how to prevent what happened to the Brentwood neighborhood from happening to any other neighborhood. For anybody who doesn't know, a morgue and medical examiner's office was built within feet of homes and across the street from a school. So a number of people got together and created interrupt redlining. We also noticed from coming to city council meetings that communities would come forward to the city council and talk about the impact of development on their neighborhoods. And the communities, the representatives from these communities were very different. It was a range of white and black neighborhoods, a different range of social classes, and of people who have mentioned before that multiple issues, the slaughterhouse, the hog pen neighborhood and dredging, the Black Hammock Island, where you agreed to build 100 homes next to a preserve, the Chick-fil-A, flooding in neighborhoods has been raised over and over. Traffic that would be caused has been raised over and over. And almost every time you all have approved the development, once in a great while, you have not. So it's extremely rare for you to really listen to the people who represent their neighborhoods and who have organized to come here. So included in the upcoming town hall that'll address the neighborhood Bill of Rights that needs to be recreated and resubmitted, we will have representatives from these neighborhoods.
Thank you. Next up, Latavia Harris.
Hello, my name is Latavia Harris. My address is on file. First, I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Councilman Rockman Johnson for his acknowledgement of Janarius Wheeler, what we call on the East Side community, La Papa. I know some of you guys are not informed on who La Papa is. La Papa meant a lot to our community. Being of age 25, to be gifted, to have prodigy-like realities where he grew up in the East Side. He came from the same streets we did. When you guys heard me speak about the CBA, you heard me tell you how Big Mama's house was so important. On one of his songs, he names it Miss Barbara's grandson. That's the impact that the East Side has had on Janarius Wheeler. We're asking for March 18th to be a day for the East Side to come together with the youth. The majority of the senior high schools had to have grief counselors. They even had pep rallies. We had children come from Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio, Nebraska for this one child that came from the East Side. When I tell you the life that he lives would speak for him years and years and years. And it is important in our community that we keep the culture and our heritage and the knowledge of people like La Papa and the things that he stood for. Because with that being said, we have to be able to reach that greatness. I probably would never live long enough to get to where he was in life in his short time. So I just ask you guys to please help us make March 18th a day where the East Side can go to appreciate Janarius Wheeler. You can call him Lil Sonny or Lil Papa, but he's Miss Barbara's grandson. Thank you.
Thank you. Latrice Bell.
Latrice Bell, and my address is on file. It's election time. It's election time. And the George Crater Bridge Fishing Pier State Park is still closed on the Duval County side, and we're still paying for a closed bridge. Bullets are flying in the 32254 area. They're flying in the back of my house, the front of my house, the side of my house. Police are knocking on the door. People are breaking in people's houses in the 32254 area. We need to take off our high heels, and we need to slip on some sneakers, and we need to walk with the police in that area. We need to get this stopped because we have elderly people that's been living there for 50-some years, and we stick together. And they don't need to be afraid to come out of their house. In the 32254 area, crime is picking up. We are being breaking news on the TV in the mornings. And we need to get this stopped in the 32254 area. I don't need to be afraid to sleep at night. We need to get this stopped in the 32254 area immediately. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Angela Freeman.
Angela Freeman, my address is on file. I'm here to represent the George Crater Bridge. We've been fighting to get something done to that bridge for the last 3 years, I know, and there's nothing been done. I went to Jacksonville Beach Pier and fished off it Friday, and it was real nice. They had a nice fishing, cleaning station. What have we got? We ain't got nothing, and that's what I'm here for. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Brittany Washington, and then the five after that, please come on down. Johnny Leonard, Jerry Woodham, Tony Langles, Sharon Dykes, and Blake Harper. Please come on down to one of the first rows. Brittany Washington.
Good evening. My name is Brittany Washington, and my address is currently already on file. I'm here representing the Eastside community. I'm asking the council to recognize March 18th as Papa Day in honor of Janarius Wheeler, officially known as Lil Papa. Where we come from, the East Side isn't just a neighborhood, it's a family. We grow up together, we struggle together, and when someone from our community makes an impact, we all feel that pride. Papa was a voice for the kids who feel unheard. His music told the truth about what a lot of our youth face every day. And because he was real, they listened. A lot of youth from our side saw themselves in him and felt like their story mattered too. Tonight, I'm respectfully asking the council to consider issuing a city proclamation recognizing March 18th as Papa Day for the Eastside community. Recognizing Papa Day would mean a lot to our neighborhood and especially our youth. Recognizing Papa Day means letting every kid from the Eastside know their story matters too, just like Lil Papa showed us. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Johnny Leonard.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Johnny Turner. My address is on record. I'm here to talk about the George Crater Bridge, too. I've been on that bridge since I was 13 years old. I'm 68 years old now. My mama raised me up going there. And all the time we've been going there, we ain't had nothing but half a bridge. And now they don't even want us to have that. They want to tear the bridge down. They don't want to fix nothing. Y'all need to just come out there. The people be out there on Saturday, man, you can't hardly even get on the bridge because you ain't got no, it's supposed to be a whole mile-long bridge. And it ain't even a mile-long bridge. And on Saturday, you like this here. You doing like this here. You see what I'm saying? You can't fix like that. You can't fix like that. I got to fix. I got to get out there. You see what I'm saying? So help us to keep this bridge out. We know what we've been doing. We've been trying to find somewhere else to go for. Downtown, you can't fit. They're closing off everything. They're building up everything. We used to go down there behind the courthouse. We used to go out behind the courthouse. Man, catch them big old croakers like that, man. You can't go nowhere and catch no croakers like that now because you can't get back there. Them big old croakers, you see what I'm saying? I can't get back there and catch them big old croakers because you all won't let me. I'm telling you, so y'all take a look out for the fishermen, because see, we ain't got no big old boat. All we can do is go in our car And so help us out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's keep down displays, please. Jerry Woodham, you're next. And then it'll be Tony Langles.
Jerry Woodham, address on file. Good evening, council members. Tonight I stand for those that can't be here or are unaware of what their government body does. I must say it appears those people who are busy running their children to activities, working extra hours to pay for their groceries and insurance, which keeps going up, they're driving on our potholed streets and stuck in traffic trying to get home after a long day's work. These are the people I stand for, the veterans who have fought for the very freedoms we enjoy here. I must say something has to change. I have seen encroachment of large businesses encroaching on small, quiet neighborhoods. I've seen a morgue and a Chick-fil-A put in neighborhoods because you didn't listen to the people who live there. They will deal with the traffic and the accidents due to the uncontrolled growth. I stand here to say I am not against development, but the process is broken. My councilman of District 2 tried to develop a way for the neighbors to be brought into the conversation so all parties can work it out. I have seen zoning that makes no sense, like a morgue in a neighborhood or a liquor store around children. I have seen the taxpayer money spent like monopoly money. I've seen our own history and monuments taken down in the dead of night. I know they are talking about putting a 15,000-seat soccer stadium on a swamp. It's even labeled as a swamp by the St. John Center, and it's by a neighborhood. This needs to be looked into and find another property. I recommend you codify the original Neighborhood Bill of Rights from 1990, passed by our own city council but never codified. It would have saved months of fear for neighbors of a slaughterhouse or a morgue or a liquor store or multifamily housing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Tony Langles.
My name is Tony Langles. Address is on file. Per ordinance 2026-0140, to rename Confederate Street to Rose Arbor Way, at least you picked a colorful name, and it's a street name in California Valley, so that's a good part of it. But I do not want my taxpayers' money spent in this fashion. The councilman is using the name change to erase the Civil War history or reshape the Civil War narrative to pander to a certain political demographic segment of the population of Jacksonville. There is no rational reason to change this name, but only to pander to a certain political demographic base of people here in Jacksonville. Confederate Street has been a part of Jacksonville history for years. Let's keep it that way. Vote no on this name change for ordinance 2026-0140. I know this councilman, he's tried to make a few name changes in the past, and my subdivision there, we got a name change we'd like to have done, in our neighborhood, as a matter of fact. So, I'm sure this councilman will call me to the green room and make sure this is done and taken for action tonight, as a matter of fact. Thank you.
Sharon Dykes. And then Mr. Harper. Mr. Harper after Ms. Dykes. Yep.
Good evening, Sharon Dykes. My address is on file. I'm here to speak to you regarding the JTA same-day service known as Connection Plus. In this discussion, I'm going to address the JTA fee structure for the disability community as it relates to that same-day service. But before I proceed, I want to emphasize that genuinely I wish that I didn't have to have this discussion. I would much rather watching my grandson play baseball tonight. But this matters to the disability community, so therefore I'm here. We need to keep Connection Plus sustainable. During the community meeting, I expressed my disagreement with the proposed fee structure of $10 for 12 miles and $2.50 for every additional mile. The reason that I want to illustrate this point is, how would you feel if your car payment went up 300%? Because that's what my rate's going to go up to on April 2nd. On April 2nd, the increase for me will be 291%. I have 21 employees who rely on me to be at work. If I cannot be punctual, how can I expect my employees to be punctual? You'll hear the JTA say that they're running on on-time performance of 90% for appointments. Here's the problem. You guys don't know what that means. An appointment time is a lot different than scheduling a ride. The numbers that you're given, it's called lying with statistics, okay? It is imperative that we do not proceed without our input. It's nothing about us without us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Harper, and then after Mr. Harper, it'll be Addison Patrick, Catherine Del Rio, I believe that's John Wick, Isaac George, and Bobby O'Connor.
My name is Blake Harper. Information is on file. Let me be very clear. What I'm going to speak about today is a continuation of what I spoke about at Finance. I'm going to speak about only these things I've presented to City Council, nothing else. It was absolutely amazing, and I'm sorry Mr. Merrow is not here because I'm going to engage in personally directed conversation with regards to Mr. Merrow. I'm thankful for Dr. Al-Rahil being with us because he told us when you know to do the right thing, don't do the right thing, it's a sin. In September, when Mr. O'Mara put up the resolution instead of the ordinance for Mr. Diamond about reporting from the mayor's office to you guys about all sorts of things, I asked him to include the state grants. I provided him, along with everyone else in this room, facts that established that there was a state grant that was out of compliance. $1 million. $1 million lost. You all passed an ordinance, and they lost $1 million. And I asked Mr. Amaro to include state grant reporting in that resolution, and he did not. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. People are watching. You were given the opportunity to do that. Actually, everybody else was. But most importantly, given the fact that he has a 42-year of investigative journalism, I thought, absolutely, I'm sorry he's not here to hear my words, because this is my time to speak. 42 years of investigative journalism, he had the opportunity to have a shining moment. And he took that moment and hid it. He swept it under the rug. That is not integrity. Transparency. No transparency here, and no accountability. This is not how we do business.
Thank you. Addison Patrick.
Good evening, Mr. President and members of the council. My name is Addison Liberty Patrick, and my address is on file. Last week, I attended the Duval Doge Committee meeting. During those proceedings, a significant price tag was identified regarding the city's group health care plan. While we are expecting to hear more about substantial cost savings at the next meeting, transparency is paramount. Can we confirm today that the appropriate representatives and consultants will be in attendance at the next meeting to provide the line item clarity for taxpayer awareness? Additionally, I am looking for an update on the disposition of the decommissioned morgue near the UF Health campus. Unless there has been a sale, the City of Jacksonville has 27,000 square feet of city-owned space sitting idle. I'd like to know if there's an active purchase offer from UF Health or if the city is considering alternative uses. Following up on the recent PATH report regarding homelessness, it is clear we are in desperate need of immediate bed space and facility capacity. With 27,000 square feet available, can we utilize a portion of this footprint right now? Whether as a dedicated heating and cooling center or a centralized community hub, this asset should not be collecting dust while our neighbors are in need. Finally, in the interest of fiscal responsibility, I urge the council to look beyond the city budget. Are we actively engaging with nonprofit partners who could purchase and manage this space? I would much rather see this city facility revitalized by donor dollars and private charity than by further stretching the tax dollars of Jacksonville families. I've been contacted by several of our neighbors, and I will be attending the Neighborhood Bill of Rights meeting as well as Sherwood Forest Paradise Park Community Association meeting later this month. Thank you.
Thank you. Catherine Del Rio.
And Council President Salem, I'd like to see you in the green room. It's the door right over there. He's going to meet you in there and chat for a little bit.
My name's Catherine Del Rey, and my address is on file. Many things have changed in Jacksonville and in our way of living. City Council is elected to represent the citizens of Jacksonville, to preserve the zoning laws which are in place to preserve property values, lifestyle, and the ecosystem of the city. I opposed the PUD for 0107, and I opposed the original PUD, which never should have been passed. This is not a commercial area where these storage units are being built. This is a residential area. And within 5 miles of the same area, there are 6 other storage units available to the public. I pray you hear us. City Council should be watching over the interests of the citizens of Jacksonville. City Council needs to ask itself, where is the justification for each one of these PUDs? Each and every one of you should be doing due diligence before granting these zoning changes, which seem to benefit the developers. How many projects have been pushed through using false and misleading information? We are not spectators. We are stakeholders in the future of Jacksonville. So I ask you, are you a politician or the voice of the people who elected you?
Next up, John Wick.
My name is John White. My address is on file. Here to rise in support of Main Street Grocery Supply. It's a vital small business in our community. It's the address is 3717 Vance. And before I get started, I want to say thank you to Ms. Pittman. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for everything you're doing for Ms. Marie. Let me tell you a quick story about the grocery supply. She's been in business for over 20 years. She has been instrumental in over 400 to 450 businesses, small businesses, getting their supplies from her. And those small businesses have then gone to corner stores, restaurants, and that has multiplied in terms of her impact in this community. Those are the kind of small businesses we need in terms of revitalization and also economic development in our community. Can you imagine a small business that's impacting 400 and some odd businesses over 20 years, and of those businesses, they've then multiplied that impact significantly over and over? That's what we're talking about in terms of what Ms. Marie has done. And one of the things that I'd like the council to do is, at some point, we're going to come before the council and talk about some economic development opportunities to keep her open. And I'd love to have the majority, if not all 19, come and support her and what she's done, because those are the kind of businesses we need. We need businesses that will multiply their impact. And that's what Ms. Marie has done. Okay? Thank you. Oh, and by the way, she's got over 1,000 folks that signed her petition. That's powerful.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Isaac George. Let's please keep the applause down. Isaac George. I do not see an Isaac George. Bobby O'Connor, you're next.
My name is Bobby O'Connor. I'm going to speak. My address is on file. I want to say what I was not allowed to say last council meeting. First of all, I've been told that I only, like many of folks, only say negative things, and so I want to apologize for that. And I pledge to you that I'll say something positive about some council every meeting. And now I want to say thank you to Dr. Rockman Johnson for what he's doing with the Neighborhood Bill of Rights, and the Interrupt Redlining Coalition stands with him and supports him. And I also want to say that I am not pleased at all with the council member who would offer a favor to someone. I think that does not have integrity. I think it is unethical. I think it is not a good example for a leader. I think about the pages who show up here and give service. And I'm also disappointed that other council members, only one that I know of, has stood up and said anything. Account for yourself, please. Be a council that has integrity, that is not a good old boys network, that does not speak cronyism. Speak to all of us as if we are valuable citizens, because we all are. And so I ask you to stand up and not do favors. And I also say that I'm embarrassed for all of you that you made fun last meeting of John Nooney. You were bullies on the playground, some of you. He is a valuable citizen who comes and speaks from his heart. He's informed, and I want you to listen to him. Listen to all of us. That's all we want you to do, is listen to us. Listen, do not make fun of one of your citizens. I was embarrassed for every one of you who laughed, and for Roy Diamond, who asked you not even to say his name again because he'd keep doing for what he's doing. I hope he does. He's informed, and he deserves to be recognized as a valuable citizen. So do not make fun of him. And please have integrity and be ethical.
Thank you. Isaac George.
Hi, my name is Isaac George. My address is on file. Every day I commute down Beach Boulevard by bicycle, and every day the smell of death, human and animal, stings my lungs. Every major intersection on Beach Boulevard is littered with fragments of plastic and metal from car crashes someone might have walked away from. I get home and my mom tells me about a little girl who was killed by a drunk driver on Jacksonville roads because she did not have a sidewalk she could walk on. Home from school. This city is murderous with its allegiance exclusively to developers and car manufacturers and to large corporations. And that's what you've heard in so many of these public comments. People's streets are flooded by massive roads, by overdevelopment. People are killed by cars more than they are killed by people. If you trust the figures put out by JSO on murder and by Morgan & Morgan on car fatalities in Jacksonville, we have over 20,000 accidents a year on average in this city, and the city council does nothing about it. It is a problem of life and death for children, for parents, for people in this community who are important. My mother and father, my brother and my baby sister, for different reasons, all have chronic pain from car accidents, and that is not uncommon amongst the people you'll find in this room. What I am proposing is that the outermost lanes on every major road in Jacksonville should be shut down and converted into either empty space or a designated bus lane. I believe that the speed limits on every major road should be lowered by at least 10 miles an hour. I believe that we should be investing more money in public transit, not less, doubling the times, not having them, to reduce congestion. And instead we do the opposite. All of these things would decrease traffic. They would increase revenue for the city in terms of business owners. They would increase tax revenue. We do none of these things only out of allegiance to large businesses, to land developers, and to no one else. Thank you.
I'm going to call our next five. Please come on down. Brandy McKee. I believe this is Cicely Hightower, Risa Grant, Marie Charlemagne, and Tiffany Hayes. So Brandy McKee, as soon as you get down here, you may begin. Is Brandy McKee here? Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Brandy Mackey,
and my address is on file. I am not a resident of Jacksonville, but I probably have served quite a few folks down here, previous owner of Mackey's Munchies in Orange Park, Florida, and I am here to represent and to stand with Ms. Marie at Main Street Supply. I have known her for over 5 years, and during a time where our business was during COVID and possibility of shutting down, I was able to utilize her store and her encouragement during this time. I am a spirit, I have a soul, but I live in a brown body. And in Clay County, there's not a lot of Black-owned businesses. So to be able to come down across city lines to support a Black-owned business, and then also to have someone pour into me was very instrumental in keeping our restaurant open. And I do understand what it is to have to maintain certain standards. But I do also understand what it is to ask for help. And so she's asking for help. And since I'm retired and our restaurant's closed and I have nothing else to do, I figured I'd come down here and play with you all in Duval and stand with Miss Marie. So I do appreciate all the things that she's done. I came just to let folks know that she has influenced and helped people across city lines. And so it is important to have, to help Black-owned businesses especially, so they could also pour into other businesses that want to stay open. So thank you again, Ms. Marie, thank you for this opportunity to let me speak today.
Thank you, ma'am. Cicely Hightower. Cicely Hightower and Risa Grant.
Good evening, Council. I'm Risa Grant, address on file. Did you know that Jacksonville has the unfortunate distinction of being second highest in the country for the number of self-storage facilities per capita? I came here tonight in the hopes that you would grant the appeal for the 2026-0107 resolution. Instead, 12 of you voted to allow for it. I'm disappointed in that decision. Our community has fought this development not because we are anti-development. We opposed it because we are seeking responsible development compatible with our neighborhood. Our residents, those who know the community best, tried to tell you how unfit this project was, but it fell on mostly deaf ears. It fell onto the ears of those whose bodies have never even stepped foot in our neighborhood. We have been for years pleading with City Council, LUZ, and the Planning Commission and Planning Department to trust your constituents to know its neighborhoods best. We ask for collaboration, but all we're told is that the development meets the requirements described in the PUD, et cetera, and then the final chapter is written. So now I'm asking that we reopen the book. I know the developer is not here, but I'm asking that the developer do the right thing by the community. Meet with our city council member, Mr. Gay, and with the council member of the property that the developer, Mr. Gaffney, that the property is on, and community members, and let's see if we can build a facility that's the least intrusive to our residential neighborhood. What do I mean? Let's discuss as a team how we can improve the safety and aesthetics of this facility. Like, let's talk about the colors of the doors of the units. I've heard from more than a few neighbors that they find the bright colors often found of these units to be offensive. There are a lot of things that we can do to improve this development.
Thank you,
Let's
ma'am.
talk together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was Cicely Hightower here? Okay, I'll call her one last time later. Marie Charlemagne.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Marie. My name is Marie Charlemagne, and my address is on file.
Thank you.
I have here with me over 1,000 petitions that ask for me to reopen Main Street Wholesale. Main Street, that's wrong. What I don't want to be closed again. I've been there 20 years serving the community. I'm happy, they're happy. In 2014, I was first vandalized, then I was SWAT team in error. They destroyed my roof, my refrigerator, my freezer, my AC, my insulation. At that time, I was serving about 459 convenience stores. I lost them all. Some of them have started doing business in the back of their house, the back of their car, tailgating, and those are the people that I serve. It's not the same amount of money you can make to do that repair. Nobody offered me to help me. Absolutely nobody. Nobody never come and say, hey, maybe you can do this and can do nothing at all. So I had to struggle myself to serve these people and to promote them so they can serve their children, the needed things that are to be bought and sold. I can reopen the store at any time. All I have to do is to remove what the inspector considered was food, which is Arizona drinks.
Thank you, ma'am. Last call, Cicely Hightower. Are you out there? Okay. And she was, believed she was going to speak in support of Main Street Supply. Tiffany Hayes is next. And then also next five after Ms. Hayes, Andre Watts, Ruth Nels Peoples, Elizabeth Richardson. I believe it may be Jim Deast from Yellow Bluff Road, if that helps, and Jose Morales.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Tiffany Hayes, and my address is on file. I'm here today not only on behalf of Ms. Marie, but on behalf of more than 1,500 Jacksonville residents and small business owners who have already signed a petition asking Main Street Supply to reopen and city assistance with rebuilding. Years ago, I met Ms. Marie while I was on a personal mission to find and support small Black businesses in my community. What started as something simple, I didn't know that it would end up being a lifelong friendship. Over the years, I've watched Ms. Marie support countless entrepreneurs. I have personally seen her extend credit to small business owners who could not afford supplies at the time, simply so that they could support their business and keep their businesses open. This is the type of person that she is, and it is the kind of business that Main Street has been for this community. When the store recently had to close, something remarkable happened. More than 1,500 people came directly to her store and personally signed a petition asking for her to reopen. At the same time, the community has rallied online as well. As of today, the campaign supporting Main Street Supply has reached more than 360,000 views on social media, and it continues to grow. This shows how deeply this business is connected to the people of Jacksonville. Main Street Supply is not just one store. It supports small businesses, caterers, churches, food vendors, and entrepreneurs across our city. We understand that there are building issues and regulatory compliance matters that must be addressed. And we are not here to ignore those responsibilities. In fact, the community has already begun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Andre Watts.
Good afternoon. My name is Andre Watts. My address is on file. I'm on here on behalf of Miss Marie. Well, Miss Marie been bullied at her shop, and I want y'all to know that. She supplied a bunch of people, a bunch of businesses, especially Black-owned. I've been knowing Miss Marie at least 13 years. I have fed the homeless for 13 years downtown off her supplies. I had a stroke 3 years ago, and she had medicine in her store to help me get better. And I don't understand what is the problem. Why do y'all let her get bullied like that? They killed her cats. They killed her cats. And something needs to be done about it. And y'all need to help Miss Marie because I think she well deserving of that. It ain't mental health. I hear mental health, and y'all do need to approve the March 18th for Lil Papa because mental health ain't just for him, it's for everybody in the business. Y'all don't think she go through mental health? So I'm here on behalf, and I'm very, very upset. Very upset. And I respectfully ask the city council to help Main Street Supply reopen, do whatever she can. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Ruth Nelson Peoples.
Good evening, Ruth Nelson Peoples. My address is on file. I want to talk a minute about the minor modification 2026-0107 that the City Council approved tonight. It's a bit unfair that your constituents were not given a chance to collectively address the council on this. Originally, a PUD that was approved 20 years ago with retail space in this area was changed to 522 storage units with a sweep of a pen on August the 5th, 2025. So almost 20 years later, with no oversight, a planner changed it from retail to 522 storage units. The modification approved an additional 100 that y'all approved tonight, approved an additional 130 units. So I'm sorry, I had written this speech hoping to speak to you before you voted, and I'm having to change it. I want to let you know what you approved for our neighborhood. It's an unmanned facility with no on-site supervision, 650 storage units in our neighborhood. Should have been in light industrial or an area next to maybe 295 or 95 next to highway. You don't typically put that in the middle of a PUD, which PUDs are designed to make an area better. Storage units do not make an area better. There is no on-site supervision in this, so it's going to be totally unmanned. And they're all bay-style units. It creates more to urban sprawl. Increasing the project by 130 units tonight did not improve compatibility with the area. Thank you.
Ma'am, Councilmember Gaffney would like to speak with you in the Bob Johnson room.
Okay.
Next up, Elizabeth Richardson.
Well, I know, but I wanted
to... Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Richardson. My address is 1011 Fuller Lane. I'd like to speak on behalf of Miss Maria. Miss Maria is a nice woman of God, and I like to give honor to God because He's the head of my life. My point is, I've been knowing Miss Maria over 20 years. I've been buying because I bake, and I've been baking for a long time. And I buy all my boxes and all my supply for her. And I'm pleading to each and one of y'all to help us save her business. And God bless.
Thank you. Next up, I believe this is Jim Deast, perhaps. It's 14522 Yellow Bluff Road, if that helps.
Thank you, sir. Name is Jim Drost. Address is on file. I'm here to oppose 0107, as I have through the whole process. I've heard a lot of people speak tonight, and I know you're all listening. You have to be. But what we're doing here is we're demoralizing our communities. We're beating up our neighborhoods. We're taking away land. We're destroying, wildlife. We're doing all of this. And then we decide to put 650 units in a residential neighborhood. I live about 100 yards from this property. I don't like to talk about it, but I was a narcotics agent in the military. I was one of those guys that started the war on drugs in 1978. Drug storage, drug sales, illegal chemicals. The things that go on in these warehouses, unmanned, they're going to have cameras up, sure, but they're unmanned. What's going to go on in those neighborhoods? Chemical storage, we have a fire. What's going to happen to the families that live across from this? I mean, are we thinking of any of this when you guys destroy our city? You're here, you're supposed to be here to represent us. We come to these meetings and I hear, well, we're worried about getting sued. Well, how about taking care of the constituents that voted for you guys? How about leaning back a little bit on the development? How about taking what we say into consideration when we bring direct contradictions to the 2045 plan? And nobody listens. I know you're listening, but nothing's being done. You're not doing anything to help us in the community. You're giving the development and development and development, and you continue to destroy acres and acres of property with no regard to anybody that lives next to it, across the street from it, down the street from it. The intersection that's the most dangerous intersection I've ever lived at in my life. I'm in fear every time I pull out of my driveway.
Thank you. Next up is
one last thing, sir, please.
Sir, your time is up. We have to be fair to everyone here.
The decision you make.
Jose Morales is next, and the next five after that, please come on down. James Matchett, Constance Devon, Nancy Murray Settle, Vicky McLeod, I may have that first name wrong, and Dragon Beloit. Mr. Morales, you're up.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you to the council, and thank you for all the leadership and the oversight you've done with the JTA issue and Connection Plus with the disability community. My name is Jose Morales. My address is on file. I also thank JTA leadership for taking initiatives and holding stakeholders meeting. Unfortunately, though, after months' works of advocacy, and you've seen many of us here at many meetings, we're not still at a resolution that is sustainable for the disability community. In one hand, many of us work really, really hard to get people with disabilities to be fully employed and fully participate in our community, spend millions of dollars in employment for people with disabilities, decreasing the unemployment rate for the disability community. On the other hand, unfortunately, our regular paratransit system is not reliable, not because I say so, because of our employers tell us that when people with disabilities, their only method of transportation is paratransit, it is not a reliable system for them to be employed. Because of that, we've advocated for Connection Plus, and we need Connection Plus to be sustainable for the average user. I don't think it's acceptable for a transit service through public funding to be more expensive than private options out there. And with that, I'm not here just to complain. Our stakeholders meeting, we came up to a patch solution that maybe lasts through September, even though it's not sustainable for a lot of people. But we have done surveys within the disability community, and we have come up with better options, not just for the individuals with disabilities, but will also cut and bring down the price of the main millions of dollars that JTA is spending. So we've provided many, many solutions, and our surveys indicate that we have a better solution that will be better for all. So we just hope that you keep us in mind, that you keep the leadership on this issue, and that you help us. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, Councilmember Peluso would like to talk to you in the Bob Johnson room. Yes, sir. Mr. Matchett, you're up.
James Matchett, address on file. I'll start with some low-hanging fruit, easy one. Fight for $50 million so we can do some street resurfacing across all of y'all district. That's easy to be done. What I really came here to talk about tonight was 2 Saturdays ago in these very chambers, they put on a class for young folks about civic engagement. And I found that to be very rewarding and something that we should expand. Maybe get it into the school system that it's a requirement. Because when we as the citizens become better informed on how to advocate and how this system works, we can have conversations that are better for everybody. And this training that went on with young folks in just a short period of time, I witnessed them advocate vigorously with physical responsibility without being prompted to. I'm quite sure as legislators, y'all would have been proud. I brought my banana up here not to eat in front of you, but to illustrate why proper training is important. Most of us been taught to open a banana this way, or muscle it, or cut it. But if we was taught right, a simple pitch on the bottom, open it. Very few people in this room probably know that's the way to properly open a banana. We need to do better about being deliberately training the right thing so we don't get the wrong perception and we don't continue to do things wrong thinking it's right.
Thank you, Mr. Matchett. Constance Devon.
My name is Constance Devon. My address is on file. To the honorable gentlemen and gentlewomen of the Jacksonville City Council, 1 week ago today, the Duval County School Board approved a resolution to petition the Jacksonville City Council, this body, to authorize the 1 mil property tax increase to supplement teacher salaries, arts, education, and athletics. As both the taxpayer and property owner, I encourage each of you to vote yes to place the referendum on the November 2026 ballot. An additional thanks to the voters and taxpayers who voted for and are paying the 1 mil increase to supplement teachers' salaries, arts, and athletics in 2022. Your approval has led to improved teacher morale and increased teacher retention. Because of you, students at all grade levels enjoy art instruction. Last but certainly not least, many schools are able to support athletic programs because of your commitment to public education. Unfortunately, the current millage increase expires on June 30th of 2027. As a voter, I encourage both voters and City Council not to bend to the will of one school board member who wanted to reduce the 1 mil to half a mil. I don't have them out at this time, but I do know at this time that a half a mil reduction will result in a significant loss in income to our teachers. By the way, the Duval County Public School System is A-rated. Thank you.
Thank you. Nancy Murray Settle.
Two minutes or 3 minutes?
2 minutes.
Oh, went down. They started before I started speaking. Thank you.
We restarted it.
Thank you. Nancy Murray Settle. My address is on file. Wow, I've sort of changed what I was going to talk about here today, just listening to the citizens and all sort of saying the same thing, which is not only listen, but act on what people are asking for. I'm born in Jacksonville, haven't lived here my whole life, but I love this city, and it breaks my heart to see just a government that is not responsive to the people. What was it, 107? I mean, really, the Planning Commission said no. A couple of the council members in the area said no. I'm not sure what the CPAC said, and y'all, just 12 of you are like, yeah, let's put it there. This is wrong. The city is a great place because of its citizens, the people that live there, not because of developers. I'm afraid that you guys are just in the developed pockets of developers, and it's been this way for a long, long time, I'm afraid. I know I've dealt with not this city council, but 10 years ago a city council. Again, these PUDs where people don't want them. Your power comes from us through the people. And so we are getting together and having a town hall on the Neighborhood Bill of Rights because we're looking at the jail. We don't want it in the black community. That's not right. That's where these things go. I'm looking at it because why are we spending all this money on the jail when we can't even take care of the citizens. How about start with mental health care so we're not incarcerating people? That would be really amazing. We could have a beautiful city, but not if you're just going to line each other's pockets. And Carrico, I ask you to resign because...
Thank you. Next up, I believe it's VICKECH McLeod from 514 East 1st Street. Are you here? Okay, Dragon Beloit.
Dragon Beloit, address on file. And since she didn't get to finish, I'll finish for you. Kevin Carrico, you should resign because you're actively under investigation for corruption by by Uthmeyer, by the way. And I know that the council is pretty buddy-buddy with the folks up there. So I imagine that's what she was going to say. That's what I was going to say. I have made my personal dislike of certain council members very clear, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about your job. Is your job to better the community? Because a couple of months ago, when you all were talking about the dump that was going to be turned into an elderly care center, you guys voted that down, thank God. One of you said something very interesting. You said, well, if they don't clean it up, then no one's going to. That's your job. There's people here every single week, and I know because I'm here like almost every single week that we're here, going, hey, please don't destroy my community. Hey, please don't put a possible drug trafficking location directly next to my house. Hey, please don't, I don't know, rip out the spines of squirrels. It really doesn't matter. It's all about the same thing. And every single time, the best we get is 9 for, 8 against. That budget increase is only going forward because you guys voted up the millage cut, which would have been for this, but it doesn't matter what we say because you don't listen. And that means that when 2027 comes around, some of you are going to lose your job. And I will pop champagne bottles. But I digress. Please, please, please think of what you're actually supposed to do. I'm begging you, please.
Thank you. Calling for the last time the speaker, first name V, last name McLeod. Are you here? Okay. Next 5, please come on down. Lydia Bell, I believe, I cannot read this name. 3875 San Pablo Road South, though. If you're here, come on down. Jemiah Greer, and also Fatine Greer and Irma Mitchell. Ms. Bell, go ahead.
Good evening. Lydia Bell, address on file. Council President referred to a councilman as a drama queen. I think that was so disrespectful because, as the queen said, I would be king if I only had balls. And you all don't have balls. That's why a morgue is in the neighborhood. You were president of the Land Use and Zoning Commission, and several of you were. That's why that morgue is over there. But had you followed the Neighborhood Bill of Rights, it wouldn't be there. But you all say the Neighborhood Bill of Rights don't have any teeth in it. It's been around for 31 years, but it doesn't have any teeth. So I want to know who the dentist was. Was it an unlicensed dentist? Because now we need to get a licensed dentist to fill those cavities of that Neighborhood Bill of Rights and put some teeth in it. And that is, the people are the teeth. We are tired of being mistreated. That's why we're having a Neighborhood Bill of Rights meeting. You all made me come up with a new word, wrongtiousness. It's just too much wrongtiousness in this city. That morgue should never be there. I came on my front porch the other night, and it was the worst odor I ever smelled in my 76 years of living. The next day I come out, a couple of days later, I smell this loud odor of marijuana. We come to find out that the canned bodies and the formaldehyde and the chemicals that they use can have an odor of marijuana. If that morgue was just a closed-in roof, then I could see you all voting for it. But you have those large vents on top with all that poison coming out. We are not going to live in Brentwood to die. So the same way you all use it started out $62 million, but now they tell me it's $95 million. You need to find $95 more million to get that morgue out of Brentwood.
Our next speaker, this is the name I could not read, but the address is 3875 San Pablo Road South. And also, we've given a couple warnings on decorum this evening. We read the rules on council, rules regarding disruption, so please be respectful when others finish speaking. It's the person at 3875 San Pablo Road South here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead then. Jemiah Greer. Jemiah Greer, are you here, or is Fatine Greer here? I had speaker cards for both. Okay. Irma Mitchell.
Good evening. My name is Irma Mitchell. My address is 1155 Felt Street. I'm a lifelong resident of the East Side 3206, and kind of nervous because I don't ever speak. I'm always in the background and support people, but this is very important to me. I'm respectfully and humbly asking you council members to make March 18th Janarius McKeel Wheeler, also known as Lil Papa. Make March 18th a day of remembrance for him. He is my cousin, and 25 short years, but he made an impact not only on the East Side, but Jacksonville in the United States. He was very known, and his impact made a difference in a lot of lives. I'm so nervous right now, but this is important to me, his family, and a lot of people that loved him and supported him in what he did. And I would greatly appreciate if you guys would proclaim March 18th Lil Papa Day or Janarius McKeel Wheeler Day. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Next four speakers, Floyd Bellamy, Susan Carmichael, Amir Sharif, and John Nooney. Please come on down. And Floyd Bellamy. Is Floyd Bellamy here? Okay, what about Susan Carmichael? Oh, there's Miss Carmichael. I see her. Okay. Miss Carmichael, you're up next.
Floyd Bellamy's here.
Okay, Mr. Bellamy, I'm going to let Miss Carmichael. Oh, actually, you're there. Go ahead, Mr. Bellamy, and then we'll go with Miss Carmichael after you.
Good evening. How you doing today? I'm here in support of Main Street Supply.
Sir, can I have your name and address?
My name is Floyd Bellamy, 1942 Leonard Circle South, Jacksonville.
Thank you.
I'm the co-owner of Raquel's Tasty Cakes and More, and we frequent and use Miss Marie Charlemagne, which owns Main Street Supply. And we're asking that the city take in consideration the fact that she's been shut down. It's in its infinite stages, so at this point, she's been dealing with the state. At some point, she's going to have to deal with the county and the city. And we're just asking that when that happens, that some of the red tape and bureaucracy can be cut short so that she does not have to lose her business. She's been there for over 20 years. She is an owner, not just a renter. So we believe that, and she believes that, some conjoining businesses are trying to bully her into losing her property so that they can have it to continue their property and flourish in what they're trying to do. She's very dedicated. She's very needed because some of the small businesses might only be able to buy 50 units, where the bigger businesses can buy these 1,000 units products from these big companies, but the smaller businesses can't afford that. But aside from all of that, it's about ownership. She should not be able to be bullied out of ownership. That's not right. So we ask that when it gets to your level and you have jurisdiction over it, that you take this into consideration and do not allow her to be bullied out of her business. Thank you very much.
Sir, Councilmember Arias would like to speak to you more on this topic in the Bob Johnson room. Next up, Ms. Susan Carmichael.
Good evening, officers and members of our City Council. Thank you for your service. My name is Susan Carmichael, and my address is on file. I served as the urban missionary in charge of St. Mary's Episcopal Church and Outreach Ministries at 9th and Laura for 35 years. I am here this evening to support Marie Charlemagne in order that her wonderful business, Main Street Wholesale, at 3717 Vance Street off of Edgewood and US 1 may remain open. I have known Marie Charlemagne for 10 years. Marie is a loving and generous person who sells food to people all over the city and who is known to give away an immeasurable amount of food to those in need as well. I am asking that Marie Charlemagne's vibrant business, Main Street Wholesale, may remain open to provide food, welcome, and encouragement for countless in our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Amir Sharif.
Good evening, Amina Sharif, address on file. CBS appears to run an ad, a commercial that one of the council members said, "I've seen your report, and it doesn't look good for any of us." That is a truth statement. We need to look at what we as the council is or is not doing correctly. They keep running that ad for a reason. We come in front of you and say the same thing every week. The forensic lab that's in Brentwood does not belong there. The morgue does not belong there. The JSO and the DA appears to have cases in front of them that they are ignoring the facts, dismissing cases without even speaking to the victim of many of these crimes. The lady that lost her son, where 9 officers were suspended or whatever from the death of her son, she still doesn't have the results of how he died. There's a lot of cases that are being ignored, and we cannot allow the city to continue to do this. Right is right, and right wrongs nobody. We're talking about a jail. Instead of building a jail over and over again, why not make the people responsible repair them?
Thank you, ma'am. Our last speaker, John Nooney.
Hello. I am John Philanthropic, Jelly Roll, Good Boy Resiliency Nooney. 83556 Bascom Road, Jacksonville, Florida, 32216. I'm in City Council District 4, CPAC, Planning District 3, School Board District 3. President Donald J. Trump, Governor Ron DeSantis, Jacksonville Waterways Commission, CPAC 3, Mayor's Disability Council, Council on Elder Affairs.
One second, Mr. Nooney. The folks that were here for Little Papa, I think there was an announcement that somebody wanted to make after public comment. He's the last speaker. Then there was a bunch of people that put in cards that didn't wish to speak. So I think I'm doing them a favor by just asking you to hold just 1 second.
Let's restart Mr. Nooney's time to 2 minutes. Mr. Nooney, you can start over.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. You want to hear a song? Let's see. All right. Well, let me just start with, pardon Nooney, 2024-0107, 2024-0325. Public access on our waterways is horrible. Tomorrow is Waterways. Thursday is a DIA, Downtown Investment Authority. There's going to be talking about the Haskell building. There's a dock there. And so Thursday, DIA. Downtown includes access. Downtown includes alcohol. Downtown includes anglers. Downtown is accessible. Now, you just passed 2026-0004, a Parks Trust Fund. You all just, now remember, I'm just, okay, down to a minute, but remember 2016-18 was a fine project that got moved to CIP, classrooms in Pottsburg. Well, I've just got a minute, but this is the minutes from the Mayor's Disability Council. And there was a joint meeting with the Jacksonville City Council and Duval County Public Schools, legislation 2025-0867 for capital improvement projects, CIP. I'm telling you, Nick Howland's a superstar. This was November 6th, 3 months later, you got this legislation. And I'll tell you, you want to talk about marketing to the world. And so here, this was last night at the Greater Arlington CPAC meeting. And right here, new business, CIP requests. No new recommendations were brought forward. I only have 20-some seconds. But CIP, capital improvement projects, classrooms in Pottsburg, every CPAC gets $100,000. The reason I mentioned, I'm in CPAC 3, probably the worst CPAC you could be in. And there's $100,000 which could go for land acquisition. So anyway, I filled out a bunch of speaker cards, public hearing. The bottom line, Northeast Florida Regional Council. Pardon Nooney.
Thank you, Mr. Nooney. Mr. President, he was our last speaker. We do have significantly more than normal do not wish to speak, so it'll take me a minute to read all these into the record. I believe the first one is, it's Henry Meacham supporting a Little Papa Day. LaToya Dixon also supporting a Little Papa Day on March 18th. Jax Johnson, same thing. Cynthia Stalling also requesting a Little Papa Day. Trace Hill, same thing, requesting a Little Papa Day, as is Tracy Williams. Juanita Reddick, I believe her intent here was a Little Papa Day. Jocelyn Hill, also requesting to make March 18th official day for Little Papa. Tracy Hill, standing with Main Street Business that supports small business. Frederick Lewis, making March 18th Little Papa Day. Same thing with Deborah DeCosta. Charlie Small, I believe that is, March 18th day for Little Papa. Brian McKee, help her repair roof, Main Street Supply. Jocelyn Jones, March 18th day for Little Papa. Robert Randall, keep the store open. I believe they mean Main Street Supply on that. Same thing for Evelyn, I believe the last name is Frigate. Daryl Dix, for support of Main Street Supply. Cheyenne Horn did not fill out anything. Phyllis McClendon, same thing for Little Papa Day on March 18th. LaToya Jones, Little Papa Day on March 18th. Same thing for Quintrella Johnson, Little Papa Day on March 18th. Margaret Drost is opposing 2026-0107. Charlotte Browning is supporting Miss Marie of Main Street Supply. George Stevens, I believe that is supporting Miss Marie, who is with Main Street Supply. Ibisha Richardson, supporting Little Papa Day. Amelia Lawrence, supporting Main Street Warehouse. And Tiara Birch is supporting Little Papa Day. That concludes our public comment.
Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. Given the number of cards and people coming out in support of Little Papa Day, I wanted to throw it over to the district councilman, Jimmy Peluso, and if Dr. Johnson would like to speak after that, we'll save the best for last. Mr. Peluso, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. How dramatic of you. I thank you all for coming out today regarding Little Papa Day. Because of the last-minute nature, I know that it's tough for us to get a proclamation out that quickly. However, the mayor's office has been working on this, if I'm not mistaken. I know that we had a procession over the weekend. I wasn't able to attend. I was on active duty orders. It was my 4-day Navy drill weekend, so that's one of the reasons why I was not in attendance that day. If somebody from the mayor's office wants to kind of come up and clarify what the proclamation process looks like, that'd be helpful.
Brittany Norris for the administration. We got several requests, I think actually one from council and some from a member of the Out East for a proclamation for Little Papa, and so we are currently working on that. I'm hopeful we'll have it by end of week, and once we have that, we'll be willing to share that with everyone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Ms. Norris.
Dr. Johnson, anything? You're recognized.
Very quickly, thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to rise. I know there were several members of Janarius Michael Wheeler's family that were here. We know him as Lil Papa from the NBA 2022 finals. He provided the soundtrack, part of the soundtrack for that. He is well known throughout, as you heard earlier from many of the people speaking, he is known throughout the music industry for the great work that he has done through Interscope Records, through other record labels, but he has brought so much notoriety back to Jacksonville, a young kid from out east who went along. And so I think we can use this not as just an opportunity to just talk about a great artist, but somebody who always recognized our city to give back to the community. And it's an opportunity for us to discuss issues that people may be having so they can get help. And that's why I think it's important. So that's why I reached out to the administration. They're working on creating that day for him and even an event so that we can not just remember his life, but also so that his life will not be in vain. So at this time, Mr. President, I know his family, Lil Papa's family is there. Could you please stand and thank you for sharing him with us and that he continues to reverberate into the community. And so our condolences from all of us. I think I speak from all the members of the council. Our condolences to you and your family. And we hope that God will continue to bless you and that you find strength and find peace from the broken pieces. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, Mr. Floor Leader.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. It's now time for public hearings starting on page 13. Council members should declare any ex parte communications, and anyone wishing to speak on the following bill should have completed a blue speaker card, and you'll be allowed 3 minutes to speak. You may state your addresses on record, but you're encouraged to be specific with your location as that may impact the weight given to your comments. Like public comment, a speaker may be invited to the Bob Johnson room for further discussion at a council member's discretion. Mr. Teal, would you please read the bills?
2026, 87, 132, 135, 136, 137, 138, 139, 140, 141, 142, 143, 144, 145, 146, 147, 148, 149, 150, 151, 2026, 6, 7, 10, 11, 22, 23, 58, 59, 83, 84, 85, and 86.
These public hearings are all open.
Item 23, 2026, 87. I have no speaker cards.
Public hearings closed.
Item 24, 2026, 132. One speaker card, DeShawna Bennett. Questions only.
Public hearings closed.
Item 25, 2026, 135. One speaker card, questions only. Annabelle Salsi.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 26, 2026, 136. One speaker card, John Nooney.
Hello, I am John J. Nooney, Jacksonville City Council, Resolution 2023-0819. I'm in City Council District 4, CPAC 3, School Board District 3. Now, this is an ordinance appropriating $3.1 million. Now, the reason I'm speaking on this is there's 5 parcels of land, with the real estate numbers attached. And, it's going to be in neighborhoods, TEU, and finance. But I'm just going to tie it into agenda item 31, 2026-0141. And again, as far as land in Jacksonville, we're the largest land, in the country. So anyway, I just wanted to just speak to this and just show a different correlation and another piece of legislation later on. Thank you for listening.
No more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 27, 2026, 137. I have 3 speaker cards. First one is Kathleen Pereira, and then John Nooney and Jerry Woodham.
My name is Kathleen Pereira. My information is on file. Honestly, I was surprised that this ordinance had to be introduced. I should think that all council members would take their duties to the citizens and the city's business very seriously. But obviously then, there must have been some abuse that justified this ordinance. How sad then that a council that is quick to check the decorum of the audience will not curb its own when conducting the city's business. Alas, I support this bill because I voted for good stewardship and not the usurping of such. Thank you.
Thank you. John Nooney. John Nooney.
Hello, I am John Philanthropic Jelly Roll, Good Boy Resiliency Noonie, 8356 Bascom Road, Jacksonville, Florida 32216. I'm in City Council District 4, CPAC 3, School Board District 3. 2024-0107, 2024-0325. Somebody, pardon Noonie. All right, yeah, relating to council rules. I mean, this is guilt trip legislation. Here we go now. Guilt trip legislation. Who's going to show up now? You know, ethics is gone. You know, I went to ethics commission meeting and I asked, we have 6 CPACs representing the entire city of Jacksonville. We have the Mayor's Disability Council, you know, the wheelchair gang. Council on Elder Affairs, Senior
Mr.
Citizens.
Nooney, please get back to this bill.
I am. You know, hey, CPAC 3, you and me. That's where we need to be. Go to a CPAC meeting, anybody.
Mr. Nooney.
Yeah, well, it's council rules. You know, we're you know, all of a sudden now, you know, it's like we're going to find the light. You know, this one's the neighborhoods rules, TEU, finance, LUZ. You know, really, you should send that one to waterways. You know, that's tomorrow. You know, and with council rules, anybody can, you know, make a motion and send it, you know, send it to waterways. You know, waterways used to be fun. I mean, for the River City. But anyway, yeah, let's see how many, you know, co-sponsors, who's going to sign up on this one. All right. Thank you for listening.
Next up, Ms. Jerry Woodham.
I'm here in favor of this bill. It is your job to represent the people. I've seen important meetings where many council people were not even here for the vote. So this is not the full council here voting and listening to citizens when people are not here. Excused absences, just like any major meeting, should be allowed. I'm not against that. It's just when so many are gone, it dilutes the vote for the people because you're not here to listen to the people before you vote. So just think about that. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 28, 2026, 138, one speaker card, John Nooney.
Hello, I am John J. Nooning, Jacksonville City Council Resolution 2023-0819. I'm in City Council District 4, CPAC Planning District 3, School Board District 3. Now this one, ordinance establishing the fiscal year 26 to 27 categories of the most vulnerable persons and needs for the public service grant appropriations in accordance with Chapter 118. You know, OGC, the Office of General Categories. You know, I was just, the True Commission, just the other day. You know, they're going to do...
Mr. Nooney, this is on this year's public service grant cycle of categories.
Yeah, well, they all better show up at the True Commission because they're doing a full blown out investigation of it. So, you know, I mean, ask Raymond Day. You know, this is like a #1 priority. So anyway, I just, you know, when you get back, you know, to attendance and, you know, showing up to stuff, you know, this next True Commission meeting should be packed. Okay, thank you for listening.
No more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 29, 2026, 1392 speaker cards. Ms. Bobby O'Connor does not wish to speak but opposes, and Mr. John Nooney, who does wish to speak.
Hello, I am John J. Nooney, Jacksonville City Council Resolution 2023-0819, in City Council District 4, CPAC 3, School Board District 3. The reason I'm speaking on this one.
Address, Mr. Nooney. You missed that part.
Oh, 8356 Bascom Road, Jacksonville, Florida. And, okay, this one, Homelessness Initiative Special Revenue. It's another trust account. And This one, all these, we have just created a bunch of trust accounts. 2026, 0004, 007, Pottsburg Creek is Revenue Trust Fund Heaven. I'll tell you, that was Kenamera, and that's for a trust fund for parks. This one, okay, again, what the key here is $100,000. So I'm just down to $1:50, but I support it. And this one is being introduced by FWC, Fishing with the Colonel Miller. I mean, the next vice president of the Jacksonville City Council. So this one, all of them, we are creating some new trust funds, revenue funds. And I want you all to remember, 2009, 442 was the Artificial Reef Trust Fund, established by ordinance. And, okay, speak to the bill. Well, I'll tell you what, Fishing with the Colonel, I'm in. This, and, it's a special revenue. And it will be, I'm just down to 50-some seconds. But what I just hope you understand with these trust funds, identify a project and then donate that money right to that project. And that was the biggest success with 2009-442, the Artificial Reef Trust Fund. And, you look, like I said, look that one up. And that was waterways. But again, FWC, Fishing with the Colonel, next vice president of the Jacksonville City Council.
Mr. Nooney, we're being awfully lenient here. You're well
Pardon
off
me?
we're being awfully lenient. You're well off the bill here.
That's okay. Thank you for listening.
No more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 30, 2026-140. I have 5 speaker cards. If you wish to speak to this, go ahead and come on down. The 5 speakers are Kathleen Pereira, Blake Harper, Bobby O'Connor, Dragon Beloit, and Jerry Woodham. And Ms. Pereira, you can go first.
My name is Kathleen Pereira. My information is on file. Let's stop the schizoid attitude about our history. The city willingly removed our historical statutes, even the one that was nationally registered as art. And yet, just last month, it celebrated placing a marker along the Civil Rights Trail, which supports our history, which I'm all for. But we should preserve and enrich all our history, not just some. This ordinance is not being done in good faith, nor will it be good stewardship, since extra tax money will have to be spent for the changes. Vote this ordinance down. Remain with the same name of that street. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Blake Harper.
My name is Blake Harper, information on file. I'm passing around something to you. I hope this disturbs you and upsets you, every single one of you, because what I talked about in neighborhoods, I'm talking about tonight. Unity Project was about expanding history. And what the Democrats have done, Jimmy Pelusis, this is the second time he's trying to wipe out history. The first time was in favor of radical Ben Frazier. Now he's trying to create a euphemism from the standpoint of Rose Arbor Lane. So the reality is that the Democrats were the party of the South, and they're the ones who imposed economic and political slavery on ex-slaves after the Revolutionary War. After the Civil War. This first picture you see here, Cleary was a Republican who ran for governor in Pennsylvania. And look how they went after him with this terrible picture of this Negro, and it says, "Platform is for Negroes." That's what the Democrats did in Pennsylvania. It's not just in the South; but in the north as well. And then you can see here about what happened with regards to Reconstruction. Now, at the bottom of it, it says something. It says, Democrats use violence to regain control. Political violence. Democrats. It's happening again now. The second page I don't have up here is the page of, have you all heard of the Mississippi Plan? The Mississippi Plan is how the Democrats stole the economic and political freedom from the ex-slaves. So the reality is, what we're doing here is we're wiping out history. History we need to remember. Do you all remember General Dwight David Eisenhower? Do you remember how he required that pictures be taken of the things that happened in Germany? Because he would be afraid that people would forget. And in forgetting, they'd forget the lessons. That's the same thing we're talking about here. Now, the reality is that this country is in a far different place today than it was in the 1860s. It's a far different place than it was in the 1960s and 1958 when I was born. I showed you all a picture of downtown Jacksonville that was black and white because we were a black and white community back then. Now we are a racially diverse community. We cannot forget our history, the history of the bad things that happened and the history of the good things that happened. This is a great nation. We've had some very painful and bloody lessons. We can't forget them. We need to keep this name Confederate Street for that specific reason.
Next up, Bobby O'Connor. I do not see Miss O'Connor out there, but she supports this. Dragon Beloit.
Hi, everyone. Dragon Beloit, address on file. I got that out of my system. I'm chill now. I am in favor of this, mostly because I think that having a street that you live on be named after the group of people who fought to preserve slavery is cringe. It's cringe. It's not cool. I would hate to live on that street. I'm glad I grew up on Selva Lake Circle. Selva Lakes represent. I love the beaches. I love Arlington more, though. I live there now. I think that Confederate Street is a bad name for a street. I think that the Confederates lost. They lost within like 3 years. Complete L. Florida was part of it. Another complete L. Quite frankly, I would like to be living on Rose Arbor a lot more. Politicizing this is, it's a political thing. It's naturally political because the Confederates were a political group that advocated for one specific thing, the continuation of slavery, and now we have a street named after them. It would be cool if that street was named Ugly Toes Road. Another good option, Smelly Ferns. Things that turn around too much. Being dizzy. Anything, really. The idea is Confederate Street's a bad name. I like the idea of renaming it. I really don't have 3 minutes worth of jokes here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to leave early. Sorry, guys. Confederate Street's a bad name. Also, the Southern strategy is a well-known thing, and we don't need to talk about it. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go home now.
Next up, Ms. Woodham.
Jerry Woodham, address on file. Tonight, we're here again trying to erase history. This is the tactic of socialism, destroy all history so children will not know it. Our true history can be good, bad, and ugly, but it must be remembered. The sign name was done in 1914 because of the Confederate Park. It is part of history of Jacksonville. It led to the park, Confederate Park, which now has been changed, where the women of the Southland was taken away. How much history are you going to take out of a town named Jacksonville? That is the next thing they want to change, the name of the city. Think about it.
I have no more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 31, 2026-141, one speaker card, John Nooney.
Hello, I am John J. Nooney, Jacksonville City Council Resolution 2023-0819. I'm in City Council District 4, CPAC Planning District 3, School Board District 3. Now, this 2026-0141, now, like I said, I want to tie it in to a previous piece of legislation, which was 2026-0136, which is $3.1 million. And that had to do with 5 parcels of land. So when you read this, this is abandoning unopened and unimproved portions of 3 unnamed right-of-way established in the plat of Jacksonville Farms as recorded in Plat Book 3, page 41 of the current official public records of Duval County, Florida, located in District 12 at the request of JEA. Now, the thing is, with this, it's only in TEU. It's not neighborhoods or finance. Acreage. I mean, how much land? JEA. Jacksonville's exceptional acreage. You know, JEA, it's huge. I mean, I love them. You know, I go to I'm there, man. So anyway, what I just want to just get this on the record, because, you know, I go back to like with the River Accord. And, you know, and that was a big part of JEA. Now, of course, this is something a little different. It's going to be in the committee. But I just want to, you know, just show or share and ask and recognize, you know, the amount of land that may be involved with this. So, and I support it. And thank you for listening.
No more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 32, 2026-142, 2 speaker cards. Bobby O'Connor, I do not think she is here, but she supports it. And John Nooney, come on back. You're the other speaker.
Hello, I am John J. Nooney, Jacksonville City Council Resolution 2023-0819. You know, I'm still seeking a pardon on 2024-0107. Just want to get that out there. Yeah, I'm in City Council District 4, CPAC 3, School Board District 3. Now, this one's pertaining to the opioid settlement proceeds, you know, the grant awards. I mean, how much? And what are the revised terms? And, you know, I put just down on here, 2024-0107, 2024-0325, University of Florida, septic tank opioid public park on Pottsburg Creek. Just think of that one for a future appropriation.
I have no more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 33, 2026-143, no speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 34, 2026-144, 2 speaker cards. First one is John Nooney, opposes and does not wish to speak. And then Bobby O'Connor, who I do not believe is here, supports this bill.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 35, 2026-145, 1 speaker card. John Nooney does not wish to speak but supports this bill.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 36, 2026-146, 1 speaker card. John Nooney.
Hello, I am John J. Nooney, Jacksonville City Council Resolution 2023-0819. I'm in City Council District 4, CPAC 3, School Board District 3. All right, 2020.
Address.
8356 Bascom Road, Jacksonville, Florida, 32216. All right, this one, we're going to amend the JTA fiscal year 24 to 25 budget from ordinance 2024-514E. Now, this is in TEU finance, it's not in neighborhoods. Now, on this, I put JTA 2025-0522 EV, JEA, Katie Jeffries, Don Lopez, Public Park on Pottsburg Creek, 2025-0019. And what we're doing here is the increased operating expenses. You know, JTA, when I go to those board meetings, and, I'm just down to a minute 50, but it should be, if anyone goes to a meeting, or even on that day, every JEA employee should be taking transportation to the meeting, whether it's a Skyway, the bus, and I'm serious. And then just do a show of hands. How many of you took transportation back and forth? And I have to admit, with the Skyway, I would take it some days. And now I take it quite a bit. And the reason, some of these, I'm only down to a minute 9, but to offset operating expenses, it's because if you're wanting to create this critical mass of people downtown, then when you go to these board meetings or any of these meetings, ride the Skyway. That it was down for 2 months. And so everybody got dropped off at Central. So can you imagine, all the people getting dropped at Central? And I experienced that for 2 months. And that's just riding it once. Can you imagine those that are just riding all the time? So anyway, I'm just down to 20-some seconds. I just want to get that on the record. And JTA, Cheryl Riddick, she's supposed to be my rep. I still haven't had any response back from JTA. All right, thank you.
No more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 37, 2026-147, one speaker card, John Nooney.
All right, my name's John Nooney. Address is on file. All right, this one, we're going to be authorizing the DIA to demolish the building formerly known generally as the Museum of Science and History. And, here's the big takeaway that we should all be getting on this one. It's in neighborhoods and finance, but not in waterways. You have waterways tomorrow. And then Thursday, you have the DIA, with, the consideration of the Haskell building and, putting a whole bunch of seniors right there with a dock, which you could automatically improve the quality of life immediately because of these trust funds that you have now created with 2026 0004. So and I'll tell you right now, we're marketing to the world. That should be one of the easiest, biggest slam dunks that you could possibly think of. And so I'm just down to a minute 59. And, there you go. I've got dozens of other examples. But, I just get waterways more involved. Thank you for listening.
No more speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
Item 38, 2026-148, no speaker cards.
Public hearing is closed.
With the emergency.
We have a motion and second on the emergency. All in favor of the emergency signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The emergency carries.
With the amendment.
We've got a motion second on the amendment. No one's in the queue. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as an emergency as amended.
We've got a motion and a second on the bill as an emergency as amended. There's no one in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
$18 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0148 as an emergency as amended.
Page 19, items 39, 40, 2026, 149, 150. I have no speaker cards.
Public hearings are closed.
On to page 20, item 41, 2026, 151, one speaker card, John Nooney, who does wish to speak.
Hello, my name is John Nooney. Name and address is on file. All right, 2026-0151. Okay, now this is the public service grants. We're going to be amending section 118, grants administrator responsibilities. Right here, let me just say too, like I said, the True Commission, they are just going to just do a full-blown thing on PSG. And right here you have, with the ordinance code, to remove the in-person requirement for cursory reviews of applications, clarify eligibility requirements, update appointment requirements, change the assignment of points to the evaluation criteria. So anyway, now, big stuff. And let me just say, the True Commission, taxation, revenue, utilization of expenditures. You know, I've been going to them for years, you know, with FINE, the Florida Inland Navigation District, or ad valorem property tax money, you know, representing the East Coast of the state of Florida. So anyway, you know, with this True stuff, I'm telling you, it's big time. And I know, and they're going to be doing a big investigation on it, Mr. Boylan. I mean, pardon me? Okay, all right.
I think that was your warning to stay on the bill by Councilmember Boylan. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, well, I didn't realize it's yours. Well, then you'll be at the True Commission meeting. All right, thank you for listening.
I have no more speaker cards.
Public hearing's closed.
It's now time for public hearings on land use amendments and certain companion rezonings. We actually do not have a single speaker card in this section. Item 42 and 43, 2026 0006 0007. I have no speaker cards.
Public hearings will be continued on 3/24/26.
Item 44, 2026 10. I have no speaker cards.
Public hearing's closed.
I move the bill.
Motion second on the bill. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
Seventeen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, approved 2026-0010.
Item 45, 2026 11. I have no speaker cards.
Public hearing's closed.
Move the amendment.
Got a motion second on the amendment. No one's in the queue. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Motion second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot and record your vote.
Seventeen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0011.
Item 46, 2026 22, and 47, 2026 23. I have no speaker cards.
Both items will be continued till 3/24/26.
Item 48, 2026 58. No speaker cards.
Public hearing's closed.
Move the bill.
Motion second on the bill. No one in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
Seventeen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0058.
Item 49, 2026 59. No speaker cards.
Public hearing's closed. Got a motion second on the bill. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote. Go.
17 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0059.
Items 50, 51, 52, and 53, 2026 83, 84, 85, and 86. I have no speaker cards.
All these public hearings are closed with an additional public hearing on 3/24/26.
On page 25, we already took care of those third reading resolutions at the beginning of the meeting, so we're on to page 27 for third reading ordinances. Item 58, 2026 91. I move the amendment.
Got a motion second on the amendment. Mr. Diamond on the amendment. On the bill. All right. All in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion second on the bill as amended. Councilmember Diamond, you're recognized.
Hey, I just think for the record, we ought to know about this mystery $1 million state grant that we've heard about. It's true. We lost it. The reason why the city lost this $1 million grant that could have gone to James Weldon Johnson Park is because the administration did not file the reports required. The reports were 222 days late. Then the state asked, would you like an extension? And no one responded. So we lost $1 million. And I think that the record really ought to reflect that that's what happened here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Councilmember Lanin.
I think, Mr. President, I did talk to the auditors about this, and they have put together a memo for us. I was going to ask the finance chair, perhaps this can be briefed to us at a future finance committee member, just so all the facts that I believe you've already talked to them about what happened. But I do think it would be good to be a beginning of a future finance committee meeting. We can have a readout on that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. So we're ready to vote. Please open the ballot and record your vote.
$18 yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0091.
Item 59, 2026 94. I move the amendment.
Got a motion second on the amendment. No one's in the queue. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. The amendment carries. It's pretty weak, though. Come on, guys. We're almost there.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion and a second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0094.
Item 60, 2026-100. I move the amendment.
We have a motion and second on the amendment. Here's our time for redemption. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Good job. The amendment
Move the
carries.
bill as amended.
Got a motion. The bill has been moved as amended. I have a second. There's no one in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have approved 2026-0100 as amended.
Item 61, 2026-102. I move the amendment.
Got a motion second on the amendment. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion and second on the bill as amended. I have no one in the queue. Please open the ballot and record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have approved 2026-0102.
Item 62, 2026-103. I move the amendment.
I have a motion and second on the amendment. No one is in the queue. All in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion and second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you have approved 2026-0103.
Item 63, 2026-106. I move the amendment.
We've got a motion second on the amendment. Tribute to our past president, Randy White. All in favor of the amendment, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries.
Move the bill as amended.
Got a motion second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0106.
Item 64, 2026-118. I move the finance amendment.
Got a motion second on the finance amendment. No one's in the queue. All in favor of the finance amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. The amendment carries. We've got a motion second on the bill as amended. No one's in the queue. Please open the ballot. Record your vote.
Eighteen yeas, 0 nays.
By your action, you've approved 2026-0118.
On to page 30 is time for second reading. Mr. Teal, if you could please read the bills.
2026, 152, 153, 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 128, 129, 130, 131, 133, and 134.
Mr. President, I do have one public participation card on 2026-158. Mr. John Nooney does not wish to speak, but he supports this.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader.
And with that, everyone, we are now going to go to page 45 to take up unfinished business, and this is item 127.
All right. We are on item 127, 2025-0872. I will call on the bill sponsor, past President Dr. Salem.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to postpone this bill to April 14th, and I'd like to state some reasons why. This bill is very important to me, and I think it's very important to the City Council long term. I'm reaching out to past general counsels, and I'm also reaching out to past members of various administrations that are familiar with the issue to get feedback. I'm trying to find somebody that agrees with the general counsel here, and I've not found that person yet, but I am getting good feedback. And once I receive all that information, and then I'll make a decision on whether to move the bill or possibly go directly to court to try to resolve this issue. So I will keep everyone posted. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. And I think we have a second on that postponement. So this is a ballot vote. If you are in favor of the postponement, you will vote for it. Open up the ballot, record your vote.
17 yeas, 1 nay.
By your action, you postponed 2025-0872. Could someone read that date in the record? Till April 14th. Thank you, Mr. Papos.
Mr. President, we're going to go to page 46, which is the addendum, and I move the addendum.
Got a motion and second on the addendum. All in favor of the addendum, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The addendum's been moved.
Mr. President, it's 7:30, and we are done with all of our business for the evening.
Nice work, Mr. Floor Leader. That leaves us to announcements.
Mr. Chair, I have one announcement about a very important anniversary, and I'd like for Councilman Carlucci to talk about his special day real quick, if you don't mind, please.
Well, thank you, Councilmember Jacoby, through the chair. I am happy to say that tomorrow night that my wife and I will have been married 48 years. And, I love you, dear. I thank you for all your patience and faithfulness over all these years. And I have actually missed 2 of my anniversaries over the years to council meetings. And with all the attendance we talked about today, if my anniversary had been tonight, my hindquarters would not be here. But anyway, I have to tell you, it's tough on spouses, whether it's a husband or a wife. And I have a special wife who's been through many years of public service with me, be it council meetings, committee meetings, town meetings, or whatever. And I just want her to know how much I love her and appreciate her. And we're going to have a good time tomorrow night. And thank you, Councilwoman Pittman, for recognizing me. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do roll call.
Present.
All right, do we have any additional birthdays or announcements or anything else? Dr. Johnson.
I know we're consistently recognizing awards, and she won't say anything, but we always look out for each other. Jacoby, through the chair, congratulations on the Lifetime Achievement Award that you got on last Friday night. You are just doing the doggone thing. Lifetime Achievement Award, and I must say, you looked absolutely amazing while receiving it. You know, she's always one for fashion, so congratulations to you, Councilwoman. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, this meeting is adjourned. Chaplain tomorrow. Bring it home.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm sitting here musing on a thought that Khalil Gibran, the Lebanese poet, said that your passion and your reason are the rudder and the sails in your seafaring souls. And if one is broken, you're adrift or you're standing still. Let's hold on to what makes us move and be honest about our commitment to what we're doing. Let us pray. Gracious God, we thank you yet for another night where we here trying to do the people's business. Some of it under criticism, some of it under accolades. But we're here, God. We're here. And I do believe that we're here for this hour and this moment. I'm one of those who believe that destiny is not by chance. It's by your divine appointment. And so we thank you for this opportunity to serve this community. Thank you for this chance to make a difference in the lives of folks that we may not know eyeball to eyeball, but they voted for us and they sent us here. We ask you to continue to bless this body and give us the wisdom and the courage to do what is right when that time comes. As we depart from here, we ask you to be with us in our travel, cover our families, and give us strength. It's in the mighty name of Jesus that I pray. And everyone says, amen.
Good night, everybody.